Hi, I'm Suzanne, a Stampin' Up demonstrator in Canada. Welcome to another paper pumpkin alternative video on my blog and YouTube channel. If you are a present customer of mine and are watching this video, you might be considering the paper pumpkin kit. Please find the link below to see the perks I offer my subscribers. Or, if you don't have a demonstrator and live in Canada, I would love to earn your business. So please check the link below for more information. If you are already a subscriber to Paper Pumpkin, please enjoy these alternatives as an inspiration to further stretch your kit. So this is the January 2018 kit. It's called Heartfelt Love Notes, and they were super cute. They are stripy or rose gold foil almost, and they're note cards, but they open really unusually, and they come with a whole bunch of goodies. So in this kit, of course, I am ripping stuff apart again, just to get some different material to work with for my alternatives. So I've cut about a 1/2 inch strip. I wanted the hearts to go a certain way, so up and down. So I cut a couple extra strips here, and I will use them in a card later on as well. But when I'm doing my alternatives, I kind of don't really know what I'm doing. I'm just sort of creating, and I've turned the camera on and you get to see me work. And so what I did here was I used a Whisper White thick card base. So it is from my stash. It's a top folding card. And I have just adhered those 2 strips on either side. And I did have an extra piece of paper handy so that I can stamp out these absolutely cute little envelopes. So the ink that came in the kit was Rich Razzleberry, and I stamped my stamps with the Rich Razzleberry ink, and I just really like these envelopes. So I'm utilizing the stamp set quite a bit in this alternative video. All right, so I stamped with the little die cut here, sending hugs and kisses, and using the dimensionals that came in the kit. I've adhered that sentiment, and the white, Whisper White card base and the sentiment piece, they're not the same white. Like, it's a little bit off. But that's okay, because there's lots of rose gold hearts, and there's a sort of a foiling around that sentiment. So it actually really doesn't matter. Anyway, so I'm just adhering the envelopes in a really cute manner. And I will add a little bow. Now this is a metal edged ribbon that came in the kit, and there's tons of it. And I ended up using all of it because I recreated the kit as it was intended, and then, or the pieces that I had left over, put it that way. So I used all of that beautiful ribbon. And that's my first card. Super cute, easy to put together, using quite a bit of what was in the kit and just utilizing the stamps. Okay, so here I'm bringing in some of my Brusho that I got, and I've been on a kick with Brusho this month. So if you hadn't noticed, and I've been a little crazy. So I put it on the acrylic block, just tapped a little bit in, and I'm using watercolor paper here. So I have a shot glass full of water and a little bit of Brusho, and now I'm going to do a wash. So the neat thing about Brusho is it has a tendency to be sort of, I don't know if it's watercolor ink or if it's actually watercolor. So I have no idea, but I just wanted to get a nice little wash. Now, if you didn't have Brusho, you can certainly use your Rich Razzleberry ink pad, smush it on a sheet, and get a razzleberry ink wash on your cardstock or watercolor paper. I've been on a kick with the Brusho. So the Brusho is really cool. I have a couple of videos if you want to check them out on how cool the Brusho is. All right, so I've stamped, again, the envelopes, and I stamped initially in the rich raspberry, and then I went over with my aqua painter right after they were stamped, and I was able to move the color, and that was not on watercolor paper. It just happened to be regular Whisper White card. All right, so I've attached that again to a thick Whisper White card base, and you probably saw how many dimensionals I put on there, and thank goodness, because I forgot the sentiment. So once my little envelopes were dry, I added them to the wash, and I thought it went really well. Like, who would have thought that would have been red pigment or red Brusho color? I ended up having to stamp one more envelope in order to complete this card. I needed 4. And I've added these enamel dots that came in the kit, rich raspberry, and I'm not 100% sure what the other color is. It might be powder pink. You can correct me if I'm wrong. I can't remember. It's not right in front of me. So there's my watercolor card. I really like this one. It's simple, it's cute, it's definitely Valentine's. And I don't do a lot of Valentine's Day. Oh, and I did put some Wink of Stella on those envelopes. All right, so this is my favorite card. I stamped in all the pinks that I felt I had. And there was, first one was powder pink, and this one is Melon Mambo. And it just says Happy Valentine's Day. So I am stamping 3 or 4 times. This one is rose red. And I end up not using one of the colors. I can't remember which. And then this is Berry Burst. And then my last one is Rich Raspberry. So I went through the gambit, and I was trying to make an ombre card. So I took this sentiment that says Happy Valentine's Day, stamped it a couple of times, and now I'm cutting them out. So I left a little white border, tried to be as straight as I could. I don't know how, I mean, I was just watching some YouTube videos, or I don't know, Netflix maybe. And I just went to town cutting. And then I put my mini dimensionals on, little bits and pieces of dimensionals. And I'm using a T-square ruler, and my card base is thick Whisper White. It's top folding. And I am spelling out Happy Valentine's Day. And I did it on every line. I think I did 2 or 3 lines of each color. So this is powder pink. And then I believe this one is, I can't remember if it's Melon Mambo or Rose Red. I didn't use one of them though, but I ended up keeping the sentiments for later, because you can never have enough sentiments that have, you know, dimensionals on the back. So I just stuck it to a sheet, and there it is. I stamped the Be Mine in Rich Raspberry, which is the color I ended with. And then in some of the gaps, I'm just filling my enamel dots in them. And I moved stuff around afterwards because I didn't like the placement, but you'll see here in the picture that, it's kind of nice. It's like little bubbles, and this one's my favorite. It's like bricklaying. I'm not a bricklayer though. And I don't care. I mean, I was around the vicinity of being straight. All right. So again, this is a thick Whisper White card base. And I have the little heart that says to. There's one that says from as well. And I stamped it in Rich Raspberry. And now I'm just using a Rich Raspberry marker to, fix the stamping error, but also to color in the 2, because I wanted a solid heart. And surprisingly, this stamp set didn't come with a solid heart. It has either to or from in it. So I quickly did it. I do it, I wouldn't go back and do it after it's all been stamped. I kind of stamped it and then quickly went with the marker so the ink dried evenly together. All right, so now again, I have my T-square ruler. It's just a ruler that has an edge that you could butt up against a card. You can use a plain ruler as well. And I'm using my basic black Stampin' Right marker, and I am attaching strings to the little hearts because maybe Christmas is still in me and they looked like heart ornaments. I don't know. This is just a really simple 1-layer card, and I just loved it. I thought it was kind of, I don't know, romantic maybe. I'm picturing sparkly, lights from a ceiling, maybe someone romantic, doodling up your house. Obviously, I'm single and I have romanticized romance quite a bit. All right, I added Wink of Stella to the little hearts. And that is, I can't even remember what card I am now. All right, so moving on, we've got a Whisper White thick top folding card base. I have one of the self-adhesive, I think it's, it's banner. I can't remember what color it is. Anyway, I've just edged the edges with some rich raspberry and a sponge. You could use a makeup sponge if you have, or a dish sponge, whatever. And so here comes that one little strip that I cut in the first card. I also, there's vellum banners as well that I tried to make an ombre color, so lighter and darker at the end. It didn't really matter with this design of card though, because I kind of tucked it up underneath. So I'm making a little cluster, and this is a vinyl sticker that you can get, Painted Love, I believe it's called, vinyl stickers. It's in the new catalog, and it just fit that heart so perfectly that I thought I had to use it. And so I folded the card in half. Now I'm cutting off those banner ends, and then I'm just using some glue dots. You can use the ones in your kit. I just use the ones that are in my stash because they're a little handier. And yeah, I've just adhered that heart to the cluster. And now, because the whites are off again, I mentioned earlier, so this die cut piece, I just edged in the rich raspberry, added some dimensionals that came in the kit. And again, it's sending hugs and kisses to you, the sentiment. And then I just added some more of these enamel dots. I tried to use them up because I'm a hoarder of embellishments now. All right, so that was just a simple card as well. Adding a little bit of bling on that for that heart. The vellum hearts were kind of plain, so that's why I think it needed a little something something, if you know what I mean. All right, so this is the last card. I have full-on sticky notes. You can get them at Staples. And I have taken the negative of the vellum that the hearts and the banners came in, and I have put it on a bottom or side folding card, but I'm using it as a stencil. And I have, again, all of my colors of pink here. This one was rich raspberry. The second color I chose was powder pink. And again, I have seasoned sponges, so they apply the ink very, very well. But if you have a fresh sponge, you're just going to have to go very slow and ink it up to get the density that you're looking for. Or color intensity is more of the word. So that was Rose Red and Flirty Flamingo. I even brought that one in. Okay, so it's the Be Mine sentiment again. I took a strip of those hearts, and again, they're facing up, and a little bit of that pink banner that I don't know what color it is. And I just placed the Be Mine, and I just wanted to cover up that right corner. So it didn't matter that it wasn't prettily cut. And then here's the vellum heart. and just a glue dot on the back and tucked it in behind the sentiment. And then here's some of those enamel dots again. And that is my cards for this month's Heartfelt Love Notes, January 2018. Paper Pumpkin Alternative. Thank you so much for joining me, and I will catch you again soon. Bye!
Hey, thanks for sticking around to the end of the video. On screen are 2 more videos for inspiration. Click on the maple leaf to visit my website, or click on me to subscribe to my channel. Thanks again for watching.